Well,
I like to keep it simple. Whew. Went for a really long walk. I got a download, so this is fresh from the quantum field. Got 2 downloads. I'm going to break it into 2 videos, and I think you're going to love today. It was so simple. I like to keep it simple. I'm going to give you some simple answers of what exists, what can exist, why it doesn't exist if we want it and it's not here. You have full control over this, and when you understand this, you're going to have to take full responsibility for your participation, because we can do something pretty amazing right now, and you may, in your lifetime, see some of these things come to fruition. We're going to talk about the secrets, the powerful secrets that have always been here on the planet. They've always been available to us. Why we haven't received them yet? Yeah, there's a big gap in a lot of things, right? And how we can. What is required? This is going to make sense. You're going to love it. Let's go. Welcome to Landria, Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through fears and live an amazing life. Okay, why don't we know how the pyramids were built? Now, in a few hundred years, if somebody wanted to know how the automobile was discovered or built or created, they could easily find out. Hundreds and hundreds of years, yeah? And you might say, well, that's because we started documenting things better here. We documented things in a different way. We had photography and, all kinds of computers and so, well, we didn't have them back then. But we documented things differently. Well, we've always documented things. What's the Bible? So I'm not going with that one. Why do we have no idea how the pyramids were created, built? Why did we only, not too long ago, find the other parts of the Bible, big ones that are missing, including Mary, which is a big chapter? Why? Why is there no documentation, no writings, no real history? Nobody has passed these stories down. Now, if there's something that came on this planet that's so profound and so amazing, then people would share these stories of what happened, how they did things, the stories behind it, and they would be passed down as big, legacies, right? My family was part of what built the pyramids, which, by the way, were not built by slaves. They were not built by slaves. There's no history, no physical evidence of the stories that have been told so far that they've used, pulled these big things on rollers and, it makes no sense. We can't do these things with present day equipment. We know how they're built. These secrets are lying right in front of us. They've always been here and they've always been used. Why don't we know them? They've been used. Why don't we know them? And why were they used at one point and not now? Well, I'm going to tell you exactly that. It's real simple. And first, my little plug, I hope that you'll subscribe. This keeps us going. This keeps me sitting here able to tell you what's going on out there through the information that I receive. We're going to talk about Mars coming up next, and a few other things that I think are going to be very exciting for you, maybe a little shocking. So stay tuned for that. Also, my Breakthrough Fear book will guide you with these videos. In fact, what I'm going to talk to you today about is in my book. In other words, I'm telling you about this power that has been used for centuries. All right, so let's back up a little bit. We know that our DNA, we know now that there's a skip in our DNA. It hasn't progressed from apes to, caveman to present day. There is a skip. And if you know Greg Braden, He talks about this. This is very scientific. How come all of a sudden DNA is different? There's a skip, there's no progression in it. Why do we possess things that are not in use right now? Our DNA is one of them. Why? Because it is there, prepared for us to activate it. It is pre-planned. Otherwise, we would have brains this big and use them, and then they would grow and expand. We wouldn't have this much of brain and only use this. No, it is built in for our evolution. It's pre-planned. This is by design. It doesn't just, oh, there's a big brain and eventually we'll use it. There has to be an intelligence behind that knows that at some point something's going to happen so that these things can be, let's just say, lit up, right? They're going to be put fully in use, all right? They're going to be turned on. Our DNA is one of them. You can do that right now. You have these mechanisms in your body to turn on. It is an individual choice. Your DNA is one of them. Why do we not know how that happened? Why is there no story about that? Well, there really are. There's stories, and they've been documented on walls all over the world in places that had no communication with one another. We have become so dense, and the ego has taken such a big role on this planet that it's obliterated that magic. Now, here's what I'm going to share with you. The reason why we don't know these secrets, the reason why we have no idea where this stuff came in from or how it was executed is because it's been buried. It's been purposely buried. These things had to be put in place to plan for our future. The pyramids are there for a specific reason that's still in existence today, still operates today. All right? It's related to energy, and it's really sort of a honing device in some way. Well, honing, that's probably not the best word. That actually creates an energetic field that can be activated and can be used at any point. It's built in, waiting and ready for that future. Now, it was used at one point. Who used it? Those who put it in place, who were not a part of the species here, but facilitated the evolution of the species and so had to put certain things in place. We saw this going on with different tribes, the Aztecs, who also built things that were unexplainable. This went on all over the world. Who are these people that did this? And why would they do this? These structures that are so huge and so perfectly aligned, you can't even put a piece of paper, much less a credit card, in between. How do you do that? How do you do that? I'm telling you right now, men didn't hoist it up. Why would you do that? These things are put in place as part of the preparation for what is coming. All right? How it was done has not been shared with our present day species, generations, for one reason. We aren't frequency-wise ready. Whatever we would be given would be misused because we're still on a low density, a dense frequency here. This is why they have not been used. This is why there are people here who know about these secrets, who will not reveal them to the public because they want to control everything in a dense material world, which is a false one, because if these things were released, if we had the secrets of free energy, all the things that could accelerate our growth here, our food, our shelter, all these things, if accelerate, we would all be in abundance and joyful, and they would too, but they would not be in control of it anymore. It would be an equal opportunity, abundant, healthy planet. The ego, even though that could happen and they could still live in abundance, the ego still seeks power separation and control. The ego wants to separate us. Now, that's the only reason it hasn't been revealed to us, and that is it. We're not ready. This is why why don't our extraterrestrials land and step out? I said, because the first thing we do is we shoot at them. We've been doing that. Why? They're not evil. They could take us out in 2 seconds. Come on, seriously? They wouldn't even have to do it with weapons, right? Why? Because they are waiting for us to catch up so that they could actually talk to a species that would welcome gifts and the technology that they could reveal to live the lives that we desire in community and unity. All right? We're not there yet. Now here's what I want to share with you. This is going on. You know, I've talked about the Y-Files because that's actually, I do actually watch the Y-Files. I told you guys I don't watch anything on social media, but I watch him and I pick and choose what I watch too. I don't get into conspiracy and stuff, although he debunks everything. He doesn't put it up there to go along with. He puts it up there to sort of like show how ridiculous this stuff is and debunks these people. What I want you to know, and this is very, very important, he's actually speaking up. And what's his name? Is it RJ? Sorry. At the end, I've noticed he never used to talk like this, but he's speaking up, as am I. We never used to talk like this about what's going on in social media. The separation is being pushed. Misinformation is being pushed because of the density out there that wants to keep us in separation, wants to keep us in conflict. Are you going along with it? Yeah? So when the Bible scrolls recently came out, well, recently, you know, relatively speaking, and it's going to take a long time to decipher those. We're being slowly fed some new information that says we don't have to believe everything we've been told because it has been manipulated. Energy has been shown in pieces in a way that serves the egos that want to control the masses, so that what could have been amazing information has been used, changed, manipulated. Now here's what's happening to the public, to the species. When these stories, these false stories, if they're fear-based or separation at all, it is not of the high frequency. I talked about Corey Good. He's one of thousands out there doing this stuff. Gresh and even Stephen Greer. If they're still talking to the government and they're in these places of, look at what I'm doing, it's separation and it's still fear. It's still conflict and good guy versus bad guy. It's still a part of it. I'm sorry. Only a portion. They are mouthpieces to create misinformation and just enough information to make us think that these guys are heroes. No fault of theirs. That's where they are. They get off on that. Their egos, they love that attention. Some of the stuff they do is amazing. Most of it is not. Why? Because they're still part of the control. Because if they weren't, they would not be anywhere talking to us. You know, somebody with a nice little ski mask would take them out off, sitting up on a roof would take them out. Oh, for years, thank goodness he's survived. Purposely. If you have real power that could be a real threat, you aren't talking to anybody, right? If you've got that free energy and you're making it available, you disappear. And that's been happening. How do we counterbalance that? Well, and Y-Files said this, keep creating. Keep creating. We are not going to stand back and say, this is wrong and that's wrong and that's what is wanted. That's what's desired. Yes. Go into anxiety. Go in that low frequency of fear and anxiety. Argue. See people as enemies. See us as enemies. Yeah. Good. You're going to stay there in fear that you're powerless in that position because you're not going to do anything. You're in so much fear that you believe that there are people that have more power than you, and they don't. How are we able to ever do anything to harm animals, people, and our planet? Yet every day, everybody that we put in power is making decisions that is destroying all of that. That's allowing you to start putting more garbage into your body, more toxins on our farm fields, more plastic in our oceans. The movement against that, the movement to change that, I should say, not against it, the movement to change that is not by the people we put in power. They don't give a hoot. As long as they are comfortable and they make sure their families and friends are, and they're making their deals, all right? Blaming them is separation. We are responsible for fueling that, okay? It's just a choice they've made. And we have gone along with, we've made the choice to allow it and to place that decision making in their hands. They are not to blame. They are just part of the choices that everyone's allowed here. Now, all these secrets, if they were revealed, would be, of course, buried again. No one can know this. It might empower the masses. We might live in harmony, right? So it remains buried, right? So some of this stuff will be revealed at some point when we can actually use it in the way it was meant to. Those pyramids were used through sound technology and vibrations, frequencies, which is you. So when we raise our frequencies and we go into that space, we are absolutely able to walk through walls. If you don't believe that, then you're still living in a world that is dense and limited. Of course we can. We can heal ourselves. We can levitate. There's so many things that we can do. Where did I see this? That there was someone, wow, I'm bummed about this. Someone said that they witnessed levitation with monks, Buddhist monks, through using sound tech, might have been the Y-files, sound technology, through instruments. They reached this specific, it has to be specific, sound, this frequency in whatever way. They formed a semicircle around this huge, I don't know if it was a boulder, a piece of whatever, and levitated it and placed it up on top of this, I don't know, mountaintop or whatever. Somebody witnessed this. This is not unusual, but it has been kept secret because if it's revealed to just everybody, guess what happens? Somebody steps in and these guys disappear, along with their secrets. Are you participating in the conflict? Are you still in fear? Are you still saying there, I see the dark ones, the evil ones, the Illuminati? So what? Big effing deal. Really? Are you done labeling and naming, calling, finger pointing? I just discussed what they are. They're making choices. We know what we are. We get to make choices. Everyone has equal power. It is being buried by people who know that it would empower us. When we raise our frequency and we start to put in place things that are positive for our planet, we get off of the conflict in social media and blaming each other and believing these ridiculous stories out there that keep you in conflict and fear, and they're the Pleiadians and the white, and the reptilians. Do you really know this? Did you talk to them? Have you met them? I haven't. I really don't care. I know I have one mission, and that is to raise my frequency, to move past any of these low frequency thoughts, separation, judgments, because it's going to be there. It's built into the human species. That's part of the game, is to see it and not to be it anymore. I created a platform where entrepreneurs can create planet conscious businesses based on their passion, no matter what it is you tell me you want to be a cowboy or cowgirl. You want to do good things? I'll show you how to make money doing it online. I'm serious about that. That's what we're doing. Passion is one of the highest frequencies. So instead of these people running around trying to make money, if I make money, then I can save the world, then I'll feed the homeless, hungry. No, you won't. You could do that right now. It's bullcrap. Factory farming. Have you ever seen what's done to those animals? Are you eating that meat? You have to take responsibility right now. We have to do this now. You have to get off those platforms, stop arguing with people, be nice, be kind. There's two ways to speak to somebody, nice and not so nice. You could go neutral, that's fine, but nice is better. Some of you have made comments, I said, was there another way you could have put that? You don't have to agree with me. Is there another way you can put it? I don't believe that, Landria. Okay, that's cool. Let's hear what you have to say. Where's your information? I actually don't really want to get into a debate. I'm allowed to believe what I believe. This is my channel. I can speak whatever way I want. If you open up a channel, it's free. But you're welcome here. Your comments are welcome. But when we go into conflict, we use it as a platform to disagree with each other and start pointing fingers. They are. When you use these negative terms, you are in conflict. Are you listening to any stories and believing them? And he's a good guy. He's battling the evil. No, he's part of the density that's still in conflict. It's the same old story. Star Wars, every other movie. The good is winning. The evil is winning. The good is... Do you remember what happened? Skywalker realized that if he killed his nephew, who was going to be the next big negative threat, that he was acting in the same manner that they are. And he didn't do it. He had to let it go and play out. And he realized that he was allowing that negativity and hatred to destroy something, and that he was no better than them. This is how it works. These secrets will all be revealed. Apparently, the Sphinx has information. There is a chamber in there somewhere that holds information. We have learned through, if you've watched my other videos, 2026, some very big spiritual changes are going to happen in apparently April. We'll see what happens. It's up to us. You have to pull back. It is planted out there, and the more you see that makes you think that they're evil, or, oh, their choices are not holy, or according to my religion. It doesn't matter what somebody's choice is. Now, if somebody's doing something violent or harming another, yeah, speak up. Be the voice of peace. Take action. Create a new way. Create a new option. Create a new choice. That's how you make a difference. Not criticizing. Get off that damn social media negativity and arguing. You know, when I'm waiting for something to load on Instagram, it's not happening anymore, thank goodness. Some of the most horrific videos showed up that were so violent, and they were real. This was not AI. I knew it wasn't AI. Some of it is. Some of it is fake and posted. In fact, I see some of it being posted and fake to get other groups and cultures to be violent too. Are you creating any kind of art or music that incites violence in others? You have a responsibility. All right, those secrets, they aren't just buried. It's meant to stay there until we're ready. Otherwise, it will be used in a way that could take out the whole planet. And that's not going to happen. This planet's not going to get destroyed. I'm telling you right now, it's not going to happen. Right? Are you ready to take responsibility? If we do this, and it is totally possible, you will see things being revealed that will be so beautiful and amazing. We'll go into a space that you never thought possible, and you'll never have to go into fear, conflict, or feel like you don't have enough. You'll never have want or need for anything. You'll go into health and wealth. You'll have all the things you need, and you realize, I have more than enough. Start sharing. Start loving. Starting with yourself. So, I hope you'll buy my book. It talks about the tipping point that we're in. It talks about the knowing. It's a space that you can go into right now. The knowing. All right? Please subscribe and share. It's up to you. You're that important. And those of you who are entrepreneurs, come on over. Digital Explorers is a training program, step by step, and I coach you, and we focus on nothing but your passion, your purpose, the positive impact, and then the prosperity that's going to come from that. We're going to create actual businesses around that. We're going to be different kind of business owners. Instead of chasing money, we're going to do amazing things. You're going to get healthier and happier. And then your bank account's going to be, let's just say, more abundant because of it. In a positive way. Money's not evil. Right? It's only how we earn it and how we use it. How are you earning money? Are you proud of it? Yeah. Nothing wrong with online businesses. It's which online business you choose. It all comes down to that frequency within everything. You are whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious and happy. Blessings to you, my friend. Namaste.